can tell our friends, and they can have my things when we're dead. But we gonna live forever. We gonna live forever.
Welcome to the Boys Cast, special edition. I'm set up here in Toronto. Did a 3-day rip. 3-day party rip. I did podcasts, hung out with all the comedians, hung out with the boys from my hometown, got together. I'll tell you the one thing that I will say was the story across the board with everyone dealing with COVID. Every guy I know is like, yeah, I don't really give a shit, but my girl's kind of whack about it. Everyone I talked to was like, yeah, she used to be really crazy. Now I've sort of got my girl not caring as much, but like, yeah, I never really cared. Basically, dudes don't care, girls care. For people in my family are like that too. I'm just like, the amount of people I talk to, and that's what the general consensus was. On top of that, the COVID situation in the airports and stuff was obviously a nightmare, but like whatever. I'm not going to go too far into the airport turmoil, but what I will say is I had to get a license because I lost my license, which has been a huge nightmare. I go to, because they're like, we can't send you a license because of COVID, and our offices aren't working as good. So I go down to the thing. And the government building is in this huge mall. And what they've decided is because they're like, oh, we can't distance people good enough inside this huge mall that's fairly empty. They've decided that they made this huge lineup of 80 people outside. It's snowing. It's December. It's freezing cold. And we lined up there for an hour and a half. I go, this is your solution? Beside me is like this 90-year-old Indian lady, and she's just like sitting there chilled out. And you go, government can't do anything. They are a mess. But anyways, I hung out with all the boys. We got JJ Lieberman this episode. He's one of the craziest people. I went in, I hung out with them for a bit. Me and some of the boys watched the Kevin Hart special. Pretty funny. Just Kevin Hart's comedy is essentially just always compounding zany stories. They're just the wackiest shit back to back that happened to him. I'm walking through my house. I step on a bucket. So now I got bucket foot. I'm going down the stairs with the bucket foot. Now my drawers, they can't keep falling down. So I got droopy drawers. I got a bucket foot. Snake falls on my head. Now I got snake head. My wife's in the thing. She's feeling horny. I got a horny wife. So the horny wife's trying to have sex with me, but I can't even get in the room because I got the bucket foot, snake on my head. I got droopy drawers. Compounding scenarios. Wacky. But without further ado, JJ's one of the most interesting people in the world. You're going to want to check out his comedy. And good to get together. Haven't seen these guys in like over a year because I haven't been back because of COVID. Now I'm heading back to New York. Got a sick video coming out next week. And without further ado, this is the man, the legend, JJ Lieberman. The Boys Cast with JJ Lieberman. The return.
The return, this is the first time.
This is my return to Canada.
Oh. I thought.
Put the mic on your mouth. This is what we're going to be dealing with?
Literally like right here.
Yeah, you're going to want it there.
That's my biggest pet peeve about comedy, and thank God for COVID, is fucking comedians who would like rest. I'm
a big rester, yeah.
Oh, it's gross. Ernie has a fucking like scar here because it dries up. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Oh, it's disgusting, but yeah.
Anyways, I'm back in Toronto, Canada. I got at the airport. There's the guy, and him and his girlfriend both had the mask on, and then the shield over top.
Unnecessary.
So him and his girlfriend both this guy 100% gets pegged. But
yeah, he didn't choose to wear the fucking shield.
No, I on it, but he seemed. So what happened was I was in the airport and I took my mask off to eat. And then when I stopped eating, I like didn't put it on for 2 seconds. He comes across the airport, not kidding, like 50 meters across the whole airport, walks and he goes, mask.
Come on.
Put it on. I go, oh, sorry. And he goes, yeah, have some respect. Like he flipped out on me.
You think that was his?
I was ready to make a scene. Like, one of those, when you get road rage where you just go, like it like infuriated me. I was like, I want to fight this guy, like punch him in his mask.
You think that was his decision or that was like the woman?
No, I think he's the bitch. Like, I think the girl was walking around. It felt like Portlandia, you know what I mean? Where the girl's like, I guess I'm into hiking now too. This guy was like, the girl was like, I guess we're a mask couple. The guy was like a bitch.
You just want to, that's the thing.
I want to drop the buckets and gloves. That's why I got the hockey jersey on right now.
Just fucking pull the front of the glass down.
It was insane.
Yeah, that was in New York though.
That was the airport in New York before I got here.
New York or Newark?
That was in Newark Airport. So finish all. Yeah, basically coming here was a nightmare, and I want to get to the other stuff, but this is. I booked my flight, then they changed my flight, then they changed it again. Then when I got to the airport, they're like, we can't get you on that flight, but we can get you a flight at a different airport. Took $100 Uber to get to Newark. Then
last night.
Yes, it was a 10-hour debacle
that's
to get to
fucking
Canada.
insanity.
They do not want you in Toronto right now.
that you think that's a thing right now? They're not letting in anyone except Canadians.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you gotta have you gotta have like a note or something if you're not Canadian.
So even when because you can fly here, but right when you get to customs.
Yeah, I think they would. I think you have to do this app. You got to prove you're a citizen. I think if you're just like a normal American, you're like, I'm gonna come to Canada right now. They're like, get fucked, bud.
I met a kid who does the the skip to the dishes commercial, like the food app. Him and what's the guy, Madman, John
Hamm.
So they do
big package on that guy.
Really?
You seen? There's a lot of so. He's one of the main people that every tabloid finds pictures of him with his track pants.
So he's got a big
cock? Imprint. That'd be nice
really?
for you, yeah.
Yeah,
you would love that.
He's too old. But he was shooting some Skip the Dishes commercials, so they let him in, but they only let him in.
Yeah, if you're famous, they'll let you in. But if you're like a normal person, rules for thee and not for me. These famous people. But okay, let me do an intro here. So this is what I'd say the best way to describe JJ is kind of like, also kind of like our crew's like Joey Diaz, just a savage. But he's still in Toronto. And okay, tell me, this is what the things we're going to go through. In this episode, we have a whole bunch of stuff. But the biggest thing was the JJ literally dated and did stuff with Luka Magnotta, the serial killer.
Not dated.
Okay, we'll get into it.
Okay.
So first you were a male stripper, then, professional baseball player, then professional umpire. Then you switched to gay male stripper.
So I was, this was do you want the lineage of everything?
Yeah, well, let's just list them off and then we'll get into
because some of the things are like accurate but not accurate.
Gay male stripper.
100% accurate.
Then gay comedian, then gay poker player.
Straight comedian to gay comedian, back to straight.
Right, straight comedian, back to gay comedian, now straight with a girlfriend but in the closet.
Yes.
You went back in the closet.
I'm totally back in the closet.
Which that has to be the title of your new album, Back in the Closet.
Well, I think... But I'm not back in the closet because I still, like, when I beat off on Reddit, I'm still looking at the array of what I love.
Yeah, you like a little of this, little of that.
Oh, a lot of this, a lot of that. Like, there's more than just a little. So, yeah.
This guy's got, like, an insane story. And JJ, the way that you kind of say stuff is you're one of those guys that, when people describe stuff, well, they'll be like, yeah, I went to the store, eventful day, like went to the store, watched the game, killed a guy, then I went home and ate. You go, whoa, what was that last part? That's where you're like, yeah, I fucking went to comedy, and then I also dated this Luka Magnotta serial killer, and then I do this. You go, what was that last part? You're like, the cereal?
The fucking dinner.
Yeah. What'd you say? Oh, 2 pizzas.
So the main goal in life when I was like pre-comedy, there was a few pre's. But before stand-up comedy, my whole dream was to play baseball. So I went to college to play college baseball in the States.
Right.
And then I went for a tryout in...
but you were a gay baseball player in the closet.
Dude, the whole time I was sucking dick on the DL.
And you were sort of, when they talk about sports, they're like, oh, I wouldn't want a gay guy in the change room because he'll be like looking at my dick and everyone's like, you're being crazy.
Totally fucking pecker checking. But what people don't understand, it's the people that you're not into that generally fucking give a shit. Like if I like fat redneck who's got a fucking gross looking cock, like that kind of thing. And that's the one who's probably the most uncomfortable about someone like me fucking cock gazing.
Yeah, and you're like, listen, buddy, my eyes have no gaze for you.
I'm looking at the fucking Dominican. He don't even fucking know, man. But yeah, so...
so that's what it started with, in the closet baseball player.
Trying to play baseball. I never really made it, but I got into independent baseball, but I was injured. So, so I did that. And then I wanted to basically continue playing baseball, trying to be involved in baseball. So I went to umpire school, got into umpire school, and then worked in independent, like it's non-affiliated, but it's still professional baseball.
That was going to be because we want you to do a musical about like all the gay stuff.
Gay umpire
the gay umpire is like, I sucked 2 balls.
But that's the show I wanted to do. When I wanted to write a show, that was a show about an umpire who
The gay umpire.
The gay umpire, but like Kenny Powers, but like that kind of thing. Like literally just fucking baseball players. So,
but I think the most interesting thing. Okay, we'll go in linear. We'll go.
I thought you were gonna say Me Too. Like you could get Me Too to umpire. And like I won't call strike if you let me see your cock.
Yeah,
like that.
Like the umpire that's cheating. He'll be like kind of like an NFL umpire that's like, rigging the game.
The referee, the
your
basketball
payola
ref
is a fucking load of semen.
Exactly. Like I'm not trying to fucking fix the game or point spread. I'm trying to get dick.
But before we go into those things, I want to talk about the Luka Magnotta thing. So for those people who don't know, Luka Magnotta was like one of the biggest Canadian serial killers of all time. Second to what? Paul Bernardo?
I think. Okay, so I don't know if he was a serial killer as much as like probably the most, because he only killed the one guy.
What's the movie called? The Netflix show?
Something cats. Something about killing cats.
Yeah.
Where he would kill. He was a serial killer when it kills cats. But I think he only killed the one person. But notorious is like a fair way to describe.
And he's got a Netflix. He popped off. Like
he got a
did
Netflix
pretty good.
special.
Yeah,
he got a fucking Netflix special. So he done well.
Yeah.
So yeah. So you want to know the like?
Yeah. So his story is he was killing all these cats, and then he was this male prostitute, and then he basically cut off the arms of a guy and then mailed them to the prime minister.
He severed the dude's body.
Yeah.
Like he cut off arms, legs, and head. And I think he sent them to both parties too. Like kind of like a what's that?
He wasn't a partisan serial killer.
Bipartisan move.
Yeah.
A very bipartisan move. And then he fucked the corpse and they uploaded the video on gore.com. And that was my boy.
Yeah. Those were the good old days, man, when you could just send it to a liberal, you send it to a Republican.
Nobody cared. But yeah, so but I knew him before he went like insane.
Okay, so what was he? Yeah, tell me the origin story of how you met Luka Magnotta, first of all.
So this was roughly around 2005. I'm pretty certain it was like the fall of 2005. And I went to this gay club, still in the closet, but I would still like fucking sneak and geek and go, I would go out, but I would like not be public about it, right?
Sneaking and geeking.
On
totally. Gay.com.
On gay. Gay.com was a thing.
Yeah, there's legitimately a website called gay.com.
Yeah, it was literally the place before, it was the first, I think, meetup online place for guys.
Yeah.
Like,
it is funny because you'd be like, where are you fucking, you're probably on gay.com. And you're like, actually, I am on gay.com.
Totally on gay.com.
And on gay.com, wasn't it that you send a voice clip? Wasn't that it?
No, that was Manzone. I think it was Manzone. It's a phone, like the phone, dude.
Right.
You had, and that was the same. It's such a fucking topical thing. Well, not topical now, topical then, because that was the same time when I met Luka, but not through the phone.
So you met him on gay.com or just you met him on the gay.com circuit?
No, I actually met him old school, face to face. I was at this place called Woody's. It's like,
I know Woody's.
It's very like famous.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate like gay club name. Whenever I'm doing like a gay club name in like a bit or something,
Woody's.
I go Woody's or Empty Closets, another one that I go with a lot. And then what was the other one? What's the third gay club in Toronto?
There's so many.
Remington's.
Remington's Man of Steel is a strip club.
So if anyone's interested in, I guess COVID shut it down. But
you could, when
it comes back, if you're looking to blow a dude,
Men of Steel. But yeah, so we're at Woody's. So we're at Woody's, and I just see this guy, and at the time, like if you see the video of him, like from the special, he looks like really effeminate. Yeah, and he's like kind of like.
Oh, he's like your typical twink.
Yes, exactly.
And he's like sassy, like the type of gay dude that would be annoying.
Yeah, totally stereotype. But then he wasn't. He was like wearing he was like a Gino, like wearing the Kappa track. Swear, dude. He's wearing like this Kappa. He had this like cross out, and I'm like,
hey, you want to fucking suck a dick or not? Hey, oh.
He wasn't that aggressive, but
No, that's the old school Italian. The Ginos are a little softer.
Yes, but he was like a Gino. He was like a Euro. He was like kind of like he had that kind of. you would think he was European, but he's lived here his whole life. But he was like born
very
in,
skinny, loved soccer, like that
loved
kind of thing.
soccer. Like he was born in Bosnia or something and lives here.
Because now he's basically fucking Perez Hilton, like in his later days.
Yes, like totally. Like even to the point. Now, full disclosure, because I know this is the internet and people are going to make comments. So I put powder in my hair to make it thick. It's not a powder, it's a fiber. But
nice.
you have to, like, dude, this is, man.
He just puts it in to cover the lice.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with it.
Oh, I'm not even balding. I just have terrible lice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so but he went like full, after I met him, full like makeup, like he had like face surgery and shit like that.
Yeah, he tried to look like a fucking mannequin.
Dude, that's it. Like that's literally the best way to describe it. You don't look real. You look like an avatar or like a cartoon of a human.
So you met him at the gay club.
I met him at the gay club waiting for. He was turning tricks then.
So he was a male prostitute.
Oh, dude, sucking dick for dollars. Totally. I don't know if that.
They talked about that in the Netflix documentary. Yeah.
Yes. But
he had some pimp. He was always talking about some pimp that was like getting mad at him or something.
I don't think then he was doing it like that. I think then he was just kind of doing like his own independent thing because he wasn't.
He was a freelancer.
Yeah, he's totally like he was a Craigslist guy maybe. Like Craigslist back
before
page.
they took that down.
That ruined a lot of lives.
How much does it cost for like how much you think he was getting for fucking?
Oh, he was probably $150. Not
like
much.
Nothing.
Gay. I have that whole bit where like gay prostitutes, gay, they don't make shit compared to like women.
Yeah, wage gap.
Yeah, total wage gap. Total men are getting fucked in the escort game.
Yeah, because you're a purchaser yourself.
Oh yeah, man. If I want to titty fuck some hot broad, that's like $300 for a half an hour, right? So if I'm trying to just like rub my dick against a dude's abs, I could get away for like $100, right? You know, so
you can get the full fucking package for a fucking
bag
of golf tees.
Oh yeah, probably $50 take off the condom. Like they're like
you just sprinkle some change on the floor, throw a couple rolls of quarters at them, and say get to work.
They're like, hey man, I'm on prep. You're like, oh bareback. Where with man, if you want to do bareback with a chick, you're gonna have to fucking make sure you're
gonna take a mortgage out.
She's got needle marks in her arms. Like that's like that. Either way, it's expensive or you're catching HIV.
So he's low. So this guy's low rent, $150 a pop.
I mean, honestly,
and you're not doing that on record. You weren't doing that personally.
No, I wasn't doing. I just was there to fuck, man. Like I was so miserable. Basically, I came to the realization that my baseball life was over. Like I was, there's certain things you're like, oh, I'm just not good enough. This was like a waste of literally 18 years.
Yeah.
I literally wasted 18 years. And I see this guy and I approach him like, I was like, there's no way he's gay. And we end up talking. And this is before he changed his name. I knew him as Eric Newman.
Really?
Yeah, man. And so he's like, Eric, we talked.
That's a way more bro-y name.
So bro.
Yeah.
It was very the
Newman. Imagine the guy was getting his arms cut off and he goes, Newman.
The fucking guy looks up. Yeah,
Newman. Hello, Newman.
But yeah, so I met him. We talked that night, and I'm like, yo, dude, like the whole. You know the play, right?
No,
like,
I actually don't know the play.
No, you know the play. Okay.
I actually am not familiar with the play of picking up male prostitutes at Woody's.
You know the play when you're out. When you're single, you're out. You, as a straight dude, fully straight dude, I'm rented straight right now. But as a fully straight dude who's single, you know the play. You're going out, you're trying to fuck.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the play, and that was the play that night. So I'm like, yo, let's go hang out. I had a condo that I was renting for the fall, and I'm like, yo, let's go hang out. He's like, and then he explains the whole tricking. Like he's a male prostitute. He can't tonight. So he's like, I can come over.
Oh, he says I can't because I'm going to suck a dick for money. But if you want, I'm free tomorrow.
He was meeting like a sugar daddy.
Okay.
So I said, fine. So he comes over the next day, and the dude had the worst body odor ever. Like it was
Newman.
I literally said, dude, you got to fucking shower. I showered him before we flew around.
When you say you showered him,
I literally took him in the fucking shower and washed him down like a dog that got fucking sprayed by a skunk. I was like this. I swear to God, dude, I will not lie about that. I'm literally spraying him like he fucking rolled in shit or something. I'm like, Jesus, Newman.
Why didn't you say, like, I can shower myself? You're like, no, this is very important.
I don't think he was, like, self-aware to realize that he stunk.
Right.
He'd been out all night probably fucking with some old man, and it probably was disgusting, and he hadn't showered. And the smell was still, like, too strong. Thank God he's like locked up.
How is this guy clocking dollars? Like, if you paid $150 like this and the guy showed up like stinking like shit?
They probably just had rough sex all night. That's why.
Oh, you're saying he came straight to your house from a job?
Yes, from a gig.
Okay.
He was gigging.
He was gigging that
He was
night.
gigging, and it was a long gig.
Yeah, he has his bag of condoms.
It was a long set. He had a long set. It wasn't like a quick set. It was it was.
He comes, his asshole's just fucking leaking. He just got tuned up.
Which is very
for $50.
possible.
He
Very
got tuned up for a friggin' Walmart gift card. Half used.
I was gonna say Amazon, but that wasn't.
I know, I predated.
Yeah, that was very clever.
Yeah. So he's at your house, you're showering him down.
Yeah,
But this because you were about to fuck.
Yeah, and we didn't. We just fooled around.
Why is that?
Because he still smelled. Like, I can't. We talked about this once. You can deal with smells, right?
No, I don't like smells.
No, of course. No, it's not like you're looking for a smell. But we talked about this.
I can't deal with smells. Remember when we were doing the podcast, your feet stunk so bad it was like it was unbearable.
No, but I'm saying.
And Danny Polishuk, we were saying that he's on the ground. He's got to stop smelling the feet because he's on the ground looking for loose change because he's Jewish.
But that was the thing with him. Like, so we talked about smells before. Like, if you're fucking someone and you pull out and there's like shit, if you're fucking her in the ass.
Oh, I can. Yeah, that wouldn't bother me.
You could deal where if
but again, that's a female's ass. If I pulled out. I don't. Yeah, a dude's ass would be like gross.
Oh, gross. And I'm not fucking like. I'm fucking people who are like having protein shakes and stuff like that. This is disgusting. So yeah. So anyways, from that, we didn't even. I can't even.
When you say fooled around with Luka Magnotta, when you fooled around with serial killer Luka Magnotta, what did you do with him?
I think I just made him like play with my nipples till I came.
You didn't see his penis?
No, I did. I can't remember though.
Really? Because that's the $1 million question: is Luka Magnotta packing?
I presume if I didn't remember, it wasn't huge, but I also would have remembered if it was really small.
Yeah.
Because there was one dude who I once fucked who had a really small cock, and I always remember that.
Right. Because I would like to. That would be very interesting information, like what Luka Magnotta is packing. If you don't have a photographic memory. Of it,
I don't like.
So you fooled around with him once. Then what happened?
Then we just honestly for the next like 2 months we hung out all the time. We just hung out. We would come hang. We would like just chill and bullshit. He was kind of like lost in his ways, and I was lost in my ways. Like we were both in transition. And then the craziest thing happened. We would just walk around downtown Toronto.
You and Luka?
Yeah, we would just hang out and just talk and bullshit. Is
he funny?
Yeah, it was cool. We scammed. I was so broke. We scammed an Indian doctor.
How?
So this is the time. We got him to Western Union us $1,500. We told the Indian doctor lived in Toronto and Montreal, and we met him out. There's a part in Toronto called. By Church Street, you know where the YMCA is downtown?
Yeah.
It's a very gay area. And there's an area where like kids hustle around there, or used to. I don't know how it is. So we met this guy. He pulled up in his car and he wanted to see what I look like. Luka's already like one of the sugar daddies. And I needed money and I didn't want to fuck around with him.
So Luka Magnotta used his scamming ability to get money for you.
Yes. And not that I didn't want to fuck around with the guy because he was Indian or anything. He was just like fat, but maybe a little Indian. No. But no,
You said the Indian guys aren't a hot commodity in the gay scene.
No, they're not. They're very niche, man. They're like SSBBWs in the straight world.
Oh, you know what? Hold on, let me take this because it's quarantine. Hello?
Regarding your membership at Blink Fitness.
Oh. I thought I was going to get yelled at for not quarantining.
So this isn't literally, again, 2005. I didn't have a computer at my place. I used to go to internet cafes to beat off. I didn't have a computer, I would literally just sit there with like toilet paper on my cock, and I would just like jerk off.
What do you mean toilet paper on your cock?
When I was at the internet cafe.
Oh, so you wouldn't come all over your pants?
Yes. Well, I don't want to walk out of there with like a fucking disgusting. But yeah, so what I would do to get off, I would call these like free call lines, and other men would be like, hey, I'm like 22 years old, 8-pack, 10-inch cock, smooth ass.
They put their stats on there.
Oh, yeah, and total lies. And then this one Indian guy would be like, I wish I could do accents. It would be.
You can't do the Indian?
Dude, if I could
try it.
If I could do the Indian, this would be like a funny fucking clip. But I mean, it might be funny. It's like, young jock just got back from a swim, looking to fool around, and I would just like, and he would leave you. Then you could leave direct messages. Like you had a general message to flip through, and then someone would be like I'd be like, hey, 6-pack, 25 years old. This like that's my message. Yeah,
Gay umpire,
7-inch thick cock, total top cut. So that would be like mine. And then he once messaged me because I'd hear him all the time. It's like the same jabronis, fucking just on there. Same losers like me, have no fucking internet, just losers. And he'd like, hey, I can't. Oh man, I wish I could. He's like, hey bro, I would love to hang out with you. And I just would.
This is the worst Indian accent of all time. It's the easiest one to do too.
No, it's brutal. But I've never done an accent in my comedy, so I would just like fucking. Like just pass over it. And then one time he left me a direct message. Oh, you white guys are all the same. You fucking pieces of shit. You don't want to fuck around or like it was amazing. It was like he had a freak out on
he wasn't happy.
Dude, he's on a fucking free phone line trying to get laid.
He was like a gay Indian incel. Like he said, I deserve this 8-inch cock.
He could have been the guy who did the fucking Orlando thing like that. Like just so mad at the fucking world. But yeah, I don't know why. Like, because I love like Colombians, and I love like I'm not opposed to.
Yeah, you like what you like.
Yeah, you like what you like, but I'm not opposed to people with like fucking a nice like golden dark skin.
Yeah,
I don't think they like being referred to that. Like when I'm like,
my favorite type of chick's off-white.
An off-white.
Yeah,
someone who's been. That's the perfect color. Like you've been fucking, you brush your teeth, but you drink coffee every day.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That kind of color. It's so hot.
So you got this Indian guy, and he was one of his sugar daddies.
The doctor, yes. So the doctor pulled up, and he looked at both of us, and he's like, yeah, in his car, he's like, yeah, I would like to do this. And so he's like, and we were like just talking to him, we're like, yeah, we want to do this in Montreal. I've never been to Montreal. We want to go to Montreal. If you send us money for fucking a bus ticket next time you're there, we'll take the bus, give us the X amount of dollars. Honestly,
and the two of us will tag team pleasure you.
Yeah, whatever it was. I don't remember certain things. Like this is the important thing. Like certain thing I might be off on like numbers or shit like that or an exact date, but I'm like pretty accurate on this one. It was like $1,500, and Luka Eric gave me like $800 or whatever it was. Yeah.
And then. So you never went to Montreal, obviously.
Fuck no. And I have no problem with that shit. The fucking dude wanted to take advantage of us, so I have no problem taking advantage of someone like that.
Right.
Yeah,
but this was this like his thing? Because the whole thing.
Eric's or the Indian doctors?
If you watch the documentary, the gist of it was his whole life was like scam to scam.
Dude, the fact that
he had all these. Do you remember he had all these Facebook pages, and he was trying to make himself seem famous? So he was essentially taking all these Facebook pages and then writing stuff about himself. Like as if he had all these people trolling him, like basically what some people do now, where the
fake accounts, the people who have the fake Twitter accounts to like,
and then they'll post on it like, oh, this guy sucks, and they're like, oh, my haters,
One of our buddies has multiple Instagram accounts, and they posted something recently, and from their other Instagram account, they commented on their post.
Oh my god.
Like, see me, I'll comment, like, so I did that buffet show.
Yeah.
I'll comment as JJ Lieberman on the buffet, but I'm not going to comment as like, although on Reddit I did that. I did it because I have a Toronto Coke Can Reddit account. So I'll post on like Buffet Buds. Like,
so JJ Lieberman has this show, Buffet Buds. We'll talk about that after the Adamson's barbecue thing.
Okay.
Okay, so the Luka
There's
Magnotta
so
thing.
much.
So now you're 2 months in. You and Luka are going around the thing like, what's the two serial killers? The guy and the girl?
Oh, fuck.
The famous.
I know who you're talking
about. You're running around the
about.
city like two cowboys, two gay
Just
cowboys.
two fucking
just
gay
wreaking
cowboys.
havoc, scamming Indian dudes.
And
not having sex, he said,
not
right?
having sex. And the truth is,
but why
man,
is that? Like, is it still because he smells?
No, I just think it was, sometimes you get like bad first impression, but he was like really, this is the weird thing. Like I say, I was like telling my girl as we're watching the documentary, he was really sweet, like a sweet fucking person. Like I could see something was like, when something's off, like when we first met in comedy, you knew something was off, but you didn't, right? Lot. But you just a lot, but something's not there. So like with him, something was really.
That's so funny, JJ. That like right now in jail, Luka Magnotta's like that JJ guy. I knew something was off about him.
He could be like, but he knew before other people knew about like my gayness, right? Like, so there's a comfort level when you have with someone like that.
You're literally giving him a hand job and giving him a fucking shower, and he's like, I think this guy might be a little gay. And JJ's like, he knows. Oh no, my secret's out. You're fucking giving this guy a sponge bath.
Yeah, totally straight bro behavior. No, but he was like, at the time, he was like masculine. He was like
he's literally a 140-pound guy in your shower getting like sponge bath down, and you're like, just a man's man, just a fucking guy's guy.
My dick's in his mouth, like what a bro.
No,
but when we would go out in public, I didn't feel like, because I wasn't out about my sexuality.
So you were with him, and people weren't like, oh, JJ's obviously with a gay guy. Like,
nobody thought nothing of it,
because when you see him in the movie, you're like, clear gay guy,
clearly. Cocksucker.
Okay, but you didn't, because know how he was into like killing cats and all that sort of stuff?
Nothing like that, man.
Like you didn't find him to be like this cruel guy to animals or people. He was, you were running around town scamming people out of money, so he had kind of like had some lack of fucking empathy or whatever.
So some people have deviant like I have deviant behaviors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I have like really deviant fucking behaviors, but it stops at a certain place, right? Like you might just not be totally. I used to scam people all the time to get money.
Like what?
One time when I first started playing poker, I didn't have a lot of money, and I was going to Arizona for a few months to train. And I wanted. There's a place in Arizona called Talking Stick. It's a casino, and me and my buddy Mo, who Danny met, who's with the Washington Nationals. We would go to the casino to play this. It was called, I forget. It was 5-150 limit poker. So it was like you could bet anywhere from 5-1 to 150. It was a unique game, but I loved playing that game. But I didn't have any money, so I posted on Craigslist that I was in like the Men for Men, that I was looking for someone to help me out financially for my training, but it was really for poker, and I got a few $1,000.
What would be the training for?
For baseball. This was at baseball. This is when I first started.
Did you have to blow him?
No.
Oh, you just said like, hey, fellow gay guy, gay man to gay man.
Here's a story. Anybody want to help out?
Straight up like, oh, I'm trying to be a baseball player.
Yes.
I'm $2,000 short. And then you got it and you went straight to the casino.
Yes.
Went the opposite of straight to the casino. Went gay to the casino.
Man, it was a scam. I feel actually bad about that shit now.
Right, but he didn't feel bad about it.
But I was young and stupid, right? Like,
yeah.
How many things have you done in your like 30s? No, I was like 20 around. This was all the same. Man, dude, I was like having like unprotected sex with guys all the time.
Yeah, you kind of skirted out of there.
Oh man, got pretty fucking lucky, dude. Got pretty like I'm talking about numbers in the hundreds of barebacking.
And that's sort of what
some kid went fucking missing and it's ruining your podcast.
Is that what's going on? Oh,
yes.
Here we go. Look at this. Alert. Amber alert. Child abduction reported. Oh, fucking Magnotta's back at it again,
It's
dude.
a fitness company. You didn't fucking answer the first time.
The suspect, Sherma Knox, 39 years old. Interesting. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, I hope they find him, but we're trying to do a podcast here. If we could leave.
If you know Sherman,
Yeah, if you know Sherman Knox, if you're watching this, fucking.
Yeah. If you are watching this, comment and
comment on with Sherman Knox's whereabouts.
But if it is Sherman Knox is watching, like, hey man, I'm running.
Yeah.
I'm on the run.
Okay, so
Fan of the Boys Cast.
So you're 2 months in, you're watching him scam people, you're scamming people with him, but so why what was the thing where he tried to commit suicide or something like that?
I didn't know anything about that.
I thought you told me that he had like a mental breakdown in front of you.
No, he fucking all of a sudden, so I would call him all the time. One time, just didn't answer the phone. Then next time I called him, right to, you know when the phone goes right to, like someone's on the call, they can like put it right to voicemail.
Yeah.
Or a phone's dead, right to voicemail. Then that just started happening for days. And I'm like, why the fuck? Like, this is my boy. Why are you ghosting me? And then all of a sudden the phone was disconnected. So I found out from someone who knew him as well that he ended up going to jail. He was like, for like, I don't know for what. I didn't get the full details. And then the next time I heard about him is when I just started comedy. I'm pretty sure it was either when I just started comedy or right before, around 2012, 2013. Again, I don't know the exact dates. It's like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. I have the TV on CBC, the news, the Canadian government news channel, and I hear this guy's voice. I heard of the Eric Newman thing, and this is how much his look changed, because I'd seen the face, but I didn't put the fucking 1 and 2 and 2 together.
Come on.
Swear, dude. Swear. But then I fucking heard that voice that, and I was like, no fucking way. I ran into my roommate's bathroom. My roommate, I swear, at the time, is taking a shit. And I'm like, yo, Adam, I fucking know this guy. And because my roommate's gay too. He's a and I'm telling him, he's like, and my roommate's like, a bro. And I'm like, he's like, bro, taking a shit. But I'm like, no. And I fucking.
You're like, your shit can wait. My fucking ex-lover is a serial killer.
Well, I wasn't a lover, but he was
ex-lover.
Like notorious killer. I don't know if it's serial.
I'm really putting that out there. That's the title of this podcast.
Serial
JJ
killer.
Lieberman on dating and fucking Luka Magnotta.
Serial cat killer is fair. That's a fair. He only killed one human.
He was super into killing cats.
Yeah,
Have you ever seen him around an animal?
No, but honestly, that's the thing that I tell when we first started talking about that. I never got that fucking impression from him. I did not. I got the like, certain people are like scammers, snake oil salesman. What's that guy who they call the huckster in the Michael Dyson? You know that fucking
no.
The guy who was who battled Jordan Peterson. The head.
Oh yeah, Michael Dyson. I thought you were saying like Michael Dyson.
No, but like that kind of
this is my Michael Dyson. The tremogrification of the white man. He's Michael Dyson.
Like a huckster.
Yeah, he's the king at saying nothing with a lot of words.
Big words, long syllables.
Yeah, he loves long syllables.
That's literally what Stephen Fry said to him.
The aforementioned statement that the.
What did you say? You said it was like a Simpsons character, right?
I don't know if I said that.
But yeah, it's like a Simpsons character. He's a caricature. But like, you think that guy's a snake oil salesman, but you don't think he's going to kill someone.
Yeah.
Same thing with Eric. Like, just like, oh, this guy just hustles for money. But I never thought he would fucking, like, I never saw that side of him. Never. Not even close.
And you never talked to anyone afterwards that like knew him during that stuff in the gay community?
Not in the gay community. Just one person who knew him that I knew.
And what did he say?
He said, this was crazy, that Eric tried to fuck his life over by making these like fake websites about this guy who I knew, saying like this guy was a piece of shit.com, like stuff like that.
Really?
Yes. I don't know, but maybe I don't know.
But why? Why did he try to?
I don't know, man.
Okay.
There's got to be like, you know how people like flip the switch and become schizophrenic out of nowhere? Maybe he just went crazy. I don't know what it was. Maybe that's a possibility.
Possibly drugs, maybe?
Could have been doing like hardcore drugs.
Yeah.
But obviously I'm not fucking vouching for the dude. He's a piece of shit. But like, I'm not like
vouched.
I'm not like great guy, good hang. But when I knew him, again, I was like, I didn't have any money. The way I got the condo rented was through my mother. I wasn't making any money at the time. He went out of his way to hook up this Indian doctor.
Yeah, he was like, this was him, the first time someone did anything nice for you.
Literally the first time someone did something so nice for me.
So have you been in correspondence with him since he's been in jail?
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, the guy could go fuck himself.
Dear Mr. Magnotta, my comedy career is going great. If you could give me that Indian dude's number, I would use another $800.
I mean, hey, to do that, we should try and see if we could do you could do a video boys cast from
Magnotta
and say this is JJ's story. What's your fucking side of the story?
Yeah. Magnotta's like, first of all, I scrubbed him down. Second,
he smelled. He
JJ
stunk.
fucking stunk like shit. I scrubbed him down.
Yeah.
There was no Indian man. I gave him $800 because I felt bad for him, so he could buy his baseball equipment.
I actually fucked over the Indian
I
man.
need $800 for catcher's mitts.
See, this is the thing that it's like, how could this be believable? I fucked over the Indian guy again because I met him on manhunt.com. This is like, these are true fucking like things. I don't even know if Manhunt.
They're so on the nose. Dickandass.com.
Those were my sites. I had a process. I would go on
penisinthroat.org.
gay.com. No, once Manhunt came around.
That was the one?
Oh, gay.com. No, the one was dudesnude.com. There's a famous actor now. I just saw him on Succession. I saw this guy on Succession. We fooled around when he was 19 years old in Florida.
Really?
Yes.
Which guy is he in Succession?
He's
Kieran Culkin.
No, I don't even know. Like, I don't want to like expose this guy because what if he like sues me for like defamation of character? You know what? But that
Is he straight in real life?
I don't know. No, because I watch his Instagram videos. He's fucking gay. But I don't know if he wants people knowing that he was meeting guys
on
off
dudesnude.com.
And this is another one. This is
How good would it be if you just found like pictures of like Bill Clinton on dudesnude.com?
But this is what this kid was. I mean, he wasn't an actor at the time. He was going to school to fucking act. And it was the night of the Super Bowl. I know you don't watch football. You don't give a fuck about sports.
It was the Super Bowl.
But do you remember that guy who made that crazy catch on his helmet, David Tyree?
I do not.
Okay, so exactly. Fucking classic Super Bowl moment.
This is JJ. Look at Ryan. Doesn't even fucking. He's not even a guy that likes sports. Anyways.
Not even
Let
a
me
man's
just
man.
fucking spit this cum out into my gum spittoon.
That's what Danny always used to say, because I used to have that bit where I'm
Right.
like, I'm a typical guy's guy. He's like, yeah, guy's guy who fucking blows dudes through glory holes.
Yeah.
What a guy's guy.
Well, you would be like, oh, you guys are freaking gay. You guys are gay. And we're always like, you're the only guy here who's actually sucked a bunch of dicks.
Not at once.
Okay. So,
Over time.
Yeah.
That's very gay at once. But yeah, so I met the fucking the guy who's a big actor now off dudesnews.com. And he
Dude's News is killing me.
another one who came to the door all broy.
Right.
I'm like, man, and now he's like fucking
What's broy to you, though? Like, this guy was the men's mesh tank top. Just
me, fucking bro, like everything. But he was like, if you think of your like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, like a college bro.
Yeah, frat boy.
The frat boy, exactly. And now when I see his Instagram stories, he's like talking about RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm like, why would you fucking get sucked into the void of like hack fag?
Yeah, like why not just stick it out as the bro?
Yeah, because I know a lot of gay people, obviously, and it's like, come on, man, you're just. But it's like anything else, right? You're just getting sucked into the void of like the normies.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You go down the culture of the gay stuff. So, okay, so that was the Luka Magnotta thing. Then now you're finished umpiring. Is it poker first or male stripper first?
No, when I was in college, I would dance on the weekends. I went to like 6 colleges in 5 years.
College dancing.
I would dance.
But you didn't do that much
No,
dancing.
I was watching porn, stroking my cock. That's
I love the idea. One of my favorite things is because you are like this fucking like I don't know, gay jock or whatever. The idea of you dancing like on a pole, what we're saying is you just have like a Coors Light in your hand and you have it in the air, and like you're like how guys are at a party, and it's just like sweet home Alabama, and you're on the like strip club stage with a Coors Light in your hand, just up in the air.
Yeah, that's my song. Play
Sweet Home Alabama.
Or ride a horse, save a cow, or save a horse.
Save a horse, ride me.
That's probably actually like a popular in, I think in Virginia.
You just listen to Springsteen's like
Dancing in the Dark.
No, Ain't in America or whatever it's called. Yeah.
I would do like, so I was going to school in Baltimore County, and I would on the weekends
giving people a lap dance to fucking Ted Nugent.
I never even realized he was a musician. I thought he was like a politician.
Yeah, he's like a gun guy. That's
yeah. But I didn't know he was like some badass music. I don't know.
Yeah, they were big. Yeah.
Who was it?
Ted Nugent.
But what was his thing called?
A bunch of songs.
Just he did them individually.
Yeah, Ted Nugent was.
But he's still a big thing. But
people don't like him because he's
right wing.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, people who in our art circle. I mean. Not even our circle.
Yeah, I can't imagine that like the writing staff for Stephen Colbert's are big like Nugent heads.
Yeah, they're playing that like because sometimes I would write to music and get fucking. I don't know if you ever write to music.
No, I can't do anything.
Really,
music.
You're on silence.
Complete silence,
dude.
The slightest bit of anything in the background, I'm out of it. I can't.
I get what my writing process is, and we'll get back to the sucking dick on stage. My writing process.
Yeah. Everyone's like,
don't worry.
No one wants you. You're talking about fucking Luka Magnotta, and you're like, so let's just take a little break and talk about my writing process. Everyone's like, honestly, I think we're good on the writing process.
But no, I would like to get high and listen to music. But yeah, that's a fair, valid point. It's like, hey man, here's a crazy story about fucking a notorious Canadian killer. But no, I would take the Amtrak down to Washington.
Yeah.
And I would go to this place called Secrets in Ziegfelds. And when I wouldn't do it every weekend because there's baseball, but on like in the off season, in the winters.
That's so funny that you're like this pro baseball player.
Well, it wasn't pro.
It was in
whatever,
college. Semi-pro college.
Well, I was in college. Like I was on a scholarship, getting a scholarship.
And then like on the weekends, you're going and like.
Yeah, and I literally lived with a sugar daddy. I lived at his place.
I didn't know you had a sugar daddy.
We didn't do anything sexually. His name was George. I don't want to say, again, I don't know if I should be saying these people's last names. So basically the first night I ever went down to Secrets in Ziegfelds, I had nowhere to go.
And there's the male strip club.
This is a strip. Half of it was, I think it still exists, but it moved locations. Half of it was a drag bar, but a huge drag bar, like hundreds of people. And the other half, you walk from the drag bar, the other half was like, it's funny. It's like, dude, it was like an actual, like the biggest contradiction. Lights, people dancing, drinking, having fun. And then you walk into the next room, you open this glass door, and it's this dark red room with guys stroking their cocks, and it's yeah, it's great. It was wild. So the first night I ever went down there, I must have been 20. No, dude, I was fucking illegal to work there because I had a fake ID. So this is before, because it was 21, and I was like 20, and I went down there. And the strip club manager, I think he's dead of AIDS now. Like, no joke. Like, I'm like, he had HIV at the time, so he might be fucking dead. And he was like the old school AIDS. Like, he got it in the 80s. Like, he had it because his
Dallas Buyers Club AIDS.
Literally, Dallas Buyers Club's AIDS. And you want to talk about like the typical like sassy, like, oh, child, like that kind of stuff. Oh, girl. Like he would call you girl. You're like, oh, girl. So I met him. He was the first one to let me, he's like, yeah, oh, girl, you could just dance here. Just say I saw your fake ID.
That would be so annoying, dude.
Dude, it was he would like come in the back. He would literally, because you go on for 20 minutes and come on for 20 minutes.
What would you do on stage?
Literally, they had porn, and I would stand there. And because they would, the way Secrets work, they would put 5 dancers on at a time, but like kind of that runway thing. Yeah. So you're up there and in the middle of everyone. And so people would come around stage and tip your socks. You're like...
Your socks?
like put money in your
in your gym socks.
Yeah, my gym, literally gym, and then some of them would like bend over to stroke your cock, and if you had a G-string, I wasn't into that. I was into the gay shit.
You were into, I'm just a guy on stage just stripping for a bunch of dudes. I don't want to add some gay stuff.
I was into it for the pleasure of sex, not like having some old dude touch me for money.
Yeah.
So we would be like dancing on stage, and then on the breaks, you'd be in the back room, and he would come in the back, and he would just like stare at you, like kind of like, and just walk out. Like, it was so dramatic. Everything was dramatic.
Everything was a handful for this guy.
Everything was dramatic. So the first night I'm down there, I'm dancing, and the bartender, who was part owner of the club, Steve, I was like, man, I have nowhere to go tonight. And there's a guy at the bar, George, a regular who's sitting there. He's like, oh, I can take you home. And I was like, I don't want to do.
Oh no, you.
But he was not like that. He was not like that.
He wasn't trying to get it.
He wasn't trying. He was like literally a good person who just gave me eventually like a fob to his condo. And when I would come on the weekends.
It seems like being gay is a lot like being a girl, where you just like kind of go through life and people pay for shit for you.
Oh, it was amazing. When I was. See, this is a problem when
you can't be over the hill. You got to be like under 30. But you literally go around. There's just a bunch of rich guys paying for all your stuff.
See, the problem is people are going to watch us now and see me at 40, and they're like, "No way, people paid for that."
Right.
Like, but then 20 years ago, you have to. I wish there was a fucking filter where you could like put more hair on, take away the belly fat, and you're like, "Come on."
The way
man.
you describe yourself as when you say you were 25, you see yourself as like He-Man, essentially. I've seen photos. You're the same with a little bit more hair.
More hair but the thing that my sell was like because people are going to see my big nose, my fucking lips. They're like, this guy's disgusting. But it was the broness that was my thing.
That was your niche.
Yeah, my niche was like
can't believe it's not straight.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like not every chick
so close to straight.
Right. But not every chick wants to get fucked by Mandingo. But there's women out there that are like, look at it, right? Like, it's just so, like, even me, like, I think Ron Jeremy is disgusting. Not for the rape, just looks.
Yeah.
But if I saw that dick, I'd be like even right now talking about it, there's blood rushing to my cock.
Ron Jeremy.
As disgusting as he is,
that's doing it for you.
No, it's the dick. It's just so huge.
Like, you'd like it through a glory hole would be ideal.
Oh, ideal. Ron Jeremy through a glory hole would be one of the best moments of my life.
That'd be ideal for you.
Like,
I didn't know you were such a Jeremy head.
No, I'm not. I think he's disgusting.
It doesn't sound like you think he's disgusting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sold. No, but through the glory hole. Yeah, we'd have to do that.
Okay, so now we're at the club.
Yeah, and George.
I feel like I want to be the narrator for when this is the musical story of your life.
This is
back in the closet.
You guys limited it to umpiring. I'm like, man, there's stripping and stuff like that. There's too much fun stuff.
Yeah, so we've been umpiring. Umpiring's a little less intriguing. The stripping, you still have to give lap dances, right? Like, you're just you just shake your ass on a dude.
No, not at this club. It wasn't like that.
Okay, so your main source of income was then putting bills in your socks.
Yes, it's
and your cleats.
I went up there with the bat. Oh man, if I was like a nerd like that, if I want to make a living at that time,
you would have wore cleats.
Oh, I would have worn a jock strap.
Really leaned into it, helmet on top of your normal retired helmet.
The eye black. I would have had the eye black.
That's so funny.
A pack of Big League Chew.
Yeah, just dipping chew on stage. And your next dancer.
Yeah. That would have been fucking amazing.
The eye black would have been a huge
eye black. Dude, they would have. Dude, I used to wear fucking bow ties or
just full blackface, just get in there. No, I just really hate sun on my face.
Full blackface and cock extension.
Yeah, cock extension. Let people know.
Why not? But yeah, so I did that, and I stayed with this guy George.
And then, okay, so how'd you get out of the stripping game? That's poker. Did poker get you out of the stripping game?
I think
It's very like Forrest Gump story. If you
I'm autistic.
No, but if you think about, like, remember how Forrest Gump just kept stumbling from thing to thing, and then he's a ping pong player, and then he's a shrimp salesman. Like,
Well,
you kind of have a little bit of a life that you just stumbled into, but all of your things were degenerate.
You guys always said it. I was like Bart Simpson with the closet, the golf clubs, the drums.
Right.
Remember the drumming phase?
Yeah.
I drummed for 3 months.
Yeah, you've done a lot of things for 3 months.
I've done more things for 3 months.
The only comedy is probably the longest thing.
Comedy
you've
and
stuck with
poker.
now. And poker.
And this girlfriend.
Yeah.
2 years. 2 years and no dick. That is.
Did you ever get the fucking craving for the good stuff again, though?
Honestly, I'm not real. Like, it's not like I want to. I always say I beg her to watch her get fucked by another guy. Like, if I could do that.
That's the other thing. JJ calls people a cuck, and you're like, you are a literal cuck.
But I'm not a cuck. I think a cuck is someone. They're like, dude. 5 minutes ago, you were talking about a serial killer. Oh yeah, this is just falling apart. They're like, dude, you're talking about a serial killer, and now you're talking about cuckolding. But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
So the cell's not going that great, though? You haven't been able to convince her?
She'll like literally just go, okay, just to like, so I can come and stop talking about it.
What do you mean, okay?
Like when we're fucking, I'm like, yo, let me watch.
Oh, she'll agree to it in the context of that.
No.
But then when you're like, remember what you said? She was like, I'm not actually.
She literally goes, it's not my thing.
And you're like, yeah, it's my thing.
But like, what woman wouldn't want to cheat?
Is it possible because she thinks when you see the guy, you're going to be enjoying the guy more than her?
Probably. She probably thinks it. There's that.
She's like, yeah. You're like, wouldn't it be crazy if I just like sucked it right now?
There's this.
While we're doing this, like, you know what I mean? Like, you'd probably think it was hot if I sucked it, right? She's like, no, I wouldn't. Like, I know it's your birthday present.
She would get so mad, like he's fucking her, and then he says, "Who's licking my balls?"
Yeah, and you'd be on. You're like in the corner of the room. She looks at the corner of the room. You go, wait, JJ's not in the corner anymore.
I'm not getting. How am I in the corner?
Because you're the cock.
No, she's in the corner. That's what I was trying to do her voice.
Yeah, okay.
Bad impression.
She goes, how did I get in the corner? She swaps out.
I should have done the female voice, but I'm bad with the voices. But yeah, she doesn't dig it.
That's a pain in the ass, you know? If you're just a gay umpire poker player that wants your girlfriend comedian that wants your girlfriend to get fucked by another dude and she won't do it.
I really don't get why women don't like that. I think like who wouldn't want?
Yeah, the other way around. If you're like, oh, my girl wants me to bring another girl over to blow me.
Could you imagine if you're dating someone and your girl's like, when I'm at home, I want you to go out and just smash puss.
Yeah,
like,
and that's what you say. I would just want you to go out and smash a dude.
Oh, I'm like, please I'll bring up like her ex-boyfriends, and she gets so mad. Today I did a compilation of ex-boyfriends, like, because one of her ex-boyfriends I saw on I sent you the thing where he's crying on Instagram.
Hilarious. That guy seems unstable, dude. If I was you, been watching out.
So I said, oh man, I just play it. She screams at me. I play it in front of her. I can't. It's like I can't stop watching it.
What do you mean? You just watch her? You're sitting there with her watching her ex-boyfriend's Instagram?
Not by her choice, by mine.
And you're just like, that would be hot. Like, you're just watching.
No. The crying's a big turnoff. I'm just saying. I can't.
Yeah, I don't want to get cucked by a guy while he's crying.
A guy who's cucking himself. He's like,
yeah. You're like, look at this pussy. Man up and fuck my girlfriend.
Well, and then she had another one. She always yells at me, why can't you just be normal? And her ex before me had a sleep apnea mask. So it was like a Bay Street executive.
That sucks.
And so, yeah, that was the thing.
Jared Campbell has the joke where it's like a guy with a sleep apnea mask. You're just watching someone slowly die and slowly almost die for an entire night. Just
oh yeah, because he roomed with.
I used to tour with a guy. Julian was like that. You'd be sleeping and just
Which one's Julian? Come on,
dude, he was almost dying the entire night. That's like that's what sleep apnea is. Like those people, they just almost dying for an entire night.
Was he fat?
Dude, can you imagine bringing a chick home and just like, anyways, like pull your fucking sleep apnea mask on? The first night,
Ricardo.
It's an insane thing to have to do.
Ricardo was so embarrassed.
I'd rather die.
He's so embarrassed about his sleep apnea mask,
and he should be.
And he wouldn't bring it to Montreal because he was too embarrassed to wear it. So basically, Ernie had to listen to him like snore.
I mean, it's insane. You got a Darth Vader mask on?
No, but worse is.
I mean, why doesn't he just get his own hotel room?
Yeah, the fucking
Pony up the extra dollars.
cheap comedians. Comedians are fucking cheap. Speaking of which, we get $25 for.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
I'll pay. Dude, you go on the boys cast, you get treated right, dude.
That was, you know where I got
I
that?
said I'll pay you to do the Patreon. The main things you... No.
You know where I got that line? Where I watched the Comedy Store documentary, and Carl, the guy who opened for Kinnison, he's like, so I get that $40, right? And I was in tears that he said that.
That guy had a strange life, dude. Fucking Kinnison had sex with his wife and had a kid with her. And he was like raising the kid.
And he found out when Kinnison died. How crazy is that? Isn't that fucked up?
That would have turned you on, though, right? They'd be like, just so you know, that's the ultimate cucking. You're raising his kid. Well, every time you go to the Suns baseball game and you're just like, kind of hot, though, right?
You're sitting there rubbing your fucking dick.
That'd be the ultimate cucking.
Oh, that would be amazing.
You raise the kid to completion, and then you finally come on the kid graduates. That's the ultimate cucking.
The fact that I think someone else coming in your girl.
Yeah, you like that, don't you? That's a big one for you, isn't it?
She can't listen to, like, if she's back, because she went out to go get groceries like women should. And if she's hearing this now, we're in big trouble. we are. This podcast better go viral because I'm gonna be fucking.
You're gonna be hearing about this. So are you sort of forbidden to talk about the gay stuff right now?
No.
You have to pretend. Because the funny part is how you met this girl was through comedy. And you talking on stage, like if you've seen, like go watch JJ's comedy, he has a special coming out, and literally your act is like, I'm sucking all these dicks. You fucking people, you go, I'll open a butcher shop in your ass because I'm having sex with her. I love dick. I'm a dick. Nom, dick.
Well, that's what she.
And then she
nom.
How does she watch? She watched this and she was like, oh, I could date this dude.
She literally said after.
Or did you come up to her and you're like, that's all an act. I'm straight as an arrow.
When I said to her, dude. I'm straight as an arrow, but if we fuck raw, get tested for HIV.
That's what you said. And she said, okay, well, let's not do that.
Yeah. Well, I always worried the first time we dated and then broke up and then dated 2 years later.
Yeah. Was it part of that you being a homosexual?
I think it's part of
Was there a portion of you breaking up that had to do with the fact that you're a homosexual?
No lie. I'm like literally a couple days ago wiping my asshole, dying, thinking about the fact, like, if there's shit that I told her that I did, she would fucking cry.
Like what? What's some of the juicier stuff?
Bathing Luka Magnotta. Like that. Like if she's like, oh my God. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like first relationship really, like I fuck. Oh my God. Find the fucking kid.
Yeah, can people stop going missing? Jesus. Anyways, I hope they find him. Or is this a second one? Hold on, let's check this out.
My lips get very dry.
It's the same one?
Yeah.
Okay. We wrap up the
wiping my ass laughing about.
No, but that's the stripping component. So
stripping was like little it was, these are blips, man. The only thing that's been really consistent was when I started comedy.
Yeah.
That was,
and then so there's lots of interesting comedy things, but it's so funny because when people talk about the social justice and the LGBT and all that sort of stuff, the funniest part was so JJ was on stage and he was gay, and the LGBT people weren't having it. Like you weren't allowed to do the LGBT shows.
Some of the shows would not accept. So okay, so it's like
but remember you won Now Magazine's like best comic
or whatever. Yeah.
So JJ got a thing like best comic in Canada for that year or whatever, and all the fucking woke.
A nothing thing though, right? Like it wasn't like.
Well, whatever. It wasn't a nothing thing to them because.
But
Twitter,
the woke comics, yes.
Yeah. They started a cabal against you.
Yes.
Trying to take it away. They go to the writer. They're like, this guy's.
They threatened the writer. They literally like wanted this guy to, redact the statement.
They said we have to redact the statement that you're a good comic.
Yes. And I remember there was one guy who would go on his like, you know, one of these guys. And the problem is like, I think like me and you, like Danny's the same. We don't take fucking sides. We're like fair, like down the middle, right?
Yeah.
Like you call it as you see it. And one guy's like, but this should be a show for like this organization, and they shouldn't have to include you if they don't want, the LGBTs shouldn't have to include you if they don't want to include you. Like he was defending.
Like, well, it's not up to you to include who to include.
Yeah, it's not your fucking choice who to include. Either you're trying to provide a platform for people in that fucking ridiculous, absurd umbrella of too many things, or and so if you're gonna fucking include the fucking non-binary whatever, what do they call where they're not a gender?
Yeah.
If then you're gonna include a guy who fucking suck dick, smashes pussy, and says fat shit. So that's how it is.
And for you, you're like, no, but they're like, oh, well, that's too bad because you say the wrong things on stage.
That's what it is.
So no, you actually didn't suck dick.
It's how I say things. And the thing was that bothered me the most.
Because you're old school gay, you know, where you actually were trouble.
You know, the problem was I done shows with Scott Thompson. You know Scott, right?
Yeah.
The Kids in the Hall.
Kids in the Hall.
And Scott goes on stage, and Scott, I love. I like he's always been so nice to me, and I got to open for him a couple times, and when I go on and I scream fat, people get like uncomfortable. But he goes on and he's screaming it too.
YouTube gets uncomfortable too. You gotta take it down if you want to get monetized. No, it's true. On this, I got hate speech strikes on my other one.
So what are you gonna do about this?
No, I'll just bleep it out.
Which again, that's another thing. How the fuck can you tell me, like, how can an organization say, hey, we're trying to provide a safe space for certain da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Some people, they get very uncomfortable or it brings bad memories. But I'm like, I live those same fucking, I lived through that shit too. But that's not like, I don't feel you have the right, like you don't censor, maybe they do, rappers dropping N-bombs.
No, it's the exact same thing. That's your N-word.
Right. It's exactly my N-word, because it was some police brutality in the 60s.
There you go.
There we go.
And you said you sucked enough dick to earn the right to say that word.
Earn the right. But no, but like, it's like, who gets to choose, like, and again, like,
well, it's the same thing as them saying, you know, whatever, like Kanye West, oh, he's not black anymore when he liked Trump, all that stuff. It was like, there's like it's never been about helping a group. It's always been about helping their ideology.
Exactly. And this is the thing. Even like the way we do comedy, we don't, like, we're not going to make like, there's not like a point to my comedy, I don't think. Like, I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to like fucking do funny shit, crazy, a little extreme and stuff like that. But these guys, they're trying to like make fucking points. Yeah. They're like, and it's like, man, it's like, ugh. And I don't like to come on a podcast and try and make like that's not me. I'm not that guy. It's kind of like eye roller almost.
Yeah,
sometimes.
you don't need people to leave the comedy club being like, that is true. I am gonna vote like that.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
That guy made a pretty good point about that senator. I should support him.
And even doing the podcast, like the thing is, like right now, we're just trying to tell the fucked up stories that are funny, but like some people are just fucking ridiculous and they're just wrong. Like
do you remember that girl that wrote the article about you when you went on the date with her?
Oh yeah. This
what's the story?
It was this is when like, so I started like consistently banging chicks when I started comedy. Like I got like the first time I ate pussy was right before comedy, and I wasn't like I was actually into it, but I wasn't the way it happened. The chick like sat on my face and I have a big nose and it was like uncomfortable.
But you slept with this girl?
Yeah, it was an escort.
No.
Oh, the story.
Okay.
Oh,
so okay, we can. What are you talking about?
Okay, so I'm okay. There's this big show in Toronto, fucking called Tinder Tales.
Yeah.
So some broad put on a show, and it's basically nerds who go up there and talk about their Tinder stories. And it's like supposed to be comedy, but it's like not funny people. And no offense, I mean, just sorry.
Shots fired.
No,
we got fire in the range.
Okay, so that's stupid by me. In the scope.
Got him in the scope.
But it's like people like telling stories, and it's like a supportive show. And so
I've done the show.
Yeah, I've done the show too.
Yeah.
But someone from that group went on a date with me, and we end up fucking, and they wrote this article about how I like got them to come up to my apartment and I showed them my dick, which is all true, but conveniently left out that we had raw sex.
Interesting.
Yeah, it completely leaves out the devil's in the details, right? So,
pretty big detail.
yeah, pretty big deal. Talks about my yellow teeth, my ripped shirt.
That's what it was. They were hitting you up. They go, this guy, we're like, this could be anyone. And they're like, this guy wears a ripped shirt. It says
two
Popeye.
chihuahuas.
He has 2 chihuahuas. He has yellow teeth. She called out your yellow teeth.
and she said Coke can dick.
Oh, because what did you think? You said what was your handle? Popcan 85 or something?
No, I just told her, I was like, hey, you want to come see the Coke can? So, yeah, she wrote that, but she didn't fucking, and she's talked about my relationship with my mother, which everyone knew. Like, someone posted, Evan Demaray posted, who is this comedian? And then Tim McDonald says, I think it's JJ.
Yeah, everyone was pretty obvious.
Yeah, it was.
And she was lying about the whole thing.
No, she was accurate about the whole thing, except the sex. She said she ran away. I'm like, come on, man. We had sex.
Did you ever see her after?
No, I don't know where she exists anymore. She got so mad. This is a crazy story. So me and Amish did the podcast at Patel. And one time, I guess, I was telling him the story about how I hooked up with this chick. And I called her a 4 on the podcast, and she fucking snapped. She like started texting me like, I'm a 4. And I'm like, oh man, I'm trying to make it funny. Yes. But then 2 years later, she held on this experience for 2 years. Then she wrote the fucking article.
This is what I was talking about. Or is this the same thing?
Yeah, the same.
So she wrote this article 2 years later because you called her a 4 on the podcast.
2 years after I called her a 4.
Oh.
She held on to this fucking thing for like sociopath. What a crazy, like, this what my whole thing is like. I'm shocked for the amount of straight dudes, fully straight. Like, I can, man, she can leave me and I'll be fine, right? Like, I can.
Like, you're saying you could get another hot chick. That's your deal.
Or a dude, right? Like, I mean, I'm fine.
Open market,
right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, you go to the fish.
If you're listening right now,
if you can hear this, you just know. Please don't go.
And I was like,
I love you. You did. Yeah. But so
you don't need you. Definitely,
we don't
100% need you. Yeah,
I love you very much. Please.
For sure, definitely.
If
you go, that will not be good.
The funniest thing that I found out from you was the Harvey Weinstein thing, where he was like,
how he was like doing that stuff to all those girls.
No, that was amazing. No, the begging, please, like you would do that. You did that on the podcast. And one time you were going, please.
Because that's what Harvey was. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like that.
Please, just please.
And that's what I do with her now. I'm like, please, like that. I love that thing, and I just picture him just like, just. But yeah, so
you're basically that, but for another dude's dick, you're like, please touch it, not mine, not someone else's.
Please. So, what were we? I don't even.
Well, you talked about that Amish story, and basically she didn't like the date, so then she wrote. This article.
Okay. So my point on that was like, I'm surprised, as a guy who can like, I'm very, I'm flexible.
Hetero flexible.
Because
the first 2 months we saw you doing stand up,
that was a bit.
Then we were just, and then literally it was this like jock dude on stage being like, doing women be fucking shopping, it's like, when you at the mall with your bitch, and then like and it was like we knew you for like 3 months, and then you were all of a sudden like also like dabbling sucking dick. We're like, whoa.
No, it was about a year and a half after
you didn't drop that for a while
till 2014, and I started at the end of 2012. So it was about a year and a half. But yeah,
what do you think of the state of gay people right now for a man that's your people? What do you think of the state of your people?
Man, have
you been weaponized?
I think it's like, it's one of those things where I think we've like tried to do bits on it where it's like, man, you fucking gay. It's like you don't know, you're still sassy as fuck, and you can't be sassy. It's not like sassy in the 90s where you had to be sassy because you're like a fucking target. Like, you know, when you're like you're a prey, so you have to have some kind of fucking thing that, or not prey. What's the ones that get eaten? Like you're getting preyed on. Yeah. And you have to have.
Not a prey. What's the one that get preyed on?
The ones that get preyed on. Not preys.
We'll go with prey.
The
predator.
Predator. When you're the prey getting predatored, you're like, you have some defense mechanism. And that's what fucking gays had. They had the sassiness. Now these fucking gays, now they have this fucking sassiness. But you're like, for what? I can't even say not like you can't.
You're propped up. Why do you have to have that defense mechanism?
Bro, there's someone
watching. JJ making good points.
Yeah, there's someone watching this right now who's trying to ruin your fucking career. Some idiot waiting for you to fucking slip up.
There's a few of them.
Yeah, they're waiting for you to slip up. Man, fuck you, you fucking cunt. Just waiting for us. Oh, you're gonna have to bleep out faggot cunt, and they're still gonna show that clip, right? He's yelling faggot. But my point is, like, now you can't say nothing as a straight dude to a gay guy. It's like a mafia boss's son. Like, my dad will fucking murder you. Right? That's what it is.
I like the mafia boss's son.
Yeah, you can't, man. You're like, you're overprotected and you have fucking attitude. Fuck that. That's like exhausting, man.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary.
And that's the state of gay. And then the state of gay. That's the name of the podcast.
Well, remember the guy tried to get me to do the TV show?
Oh, yeah. I was telling about that.
Like a big fucking, not executive. What are they called?
Producer?
Production house.
Okay.
You know him.
Yeah, I remember.
He wanted me to do a show called The Other Side of Gay. And that's where I hang out with gay people doing gay things. He's like
dress shopping, like,
dude. He brought me in, and I made Danny come in.
Butt plug, scrubbing your bum.
I made Danny come in so he could pitch the show.
Yeah,
and I could be like, hey, here's a presentable writer. I got a Jew on staff. I mean, even though I'm Jew, but he's like, yeah, one episode is you can dress up and drag and do a drag contest one week. Man, I can't.
That would be like the ultimate selling out, where you turn on the TV.
And it's selling out for like $2,000 pilot? Are you kidding me, man? Dude, if The Other Side of Gay wants to go on fucking Disney for millions, even then, I don't know if I could do it.
What was the other kind of things you were going to do on The Other Side of Gay?
The Other Side of Gay.
So it's like this guy. So is the premise of this show that, like, you're this gay guy, but you're not a good gay guy? So
not a good gay guy.
It would be the equivalent of like a dorky black guy being like learning to do a bunch of like hood shit. Is that kind of the idea of it?
Uncle Tom.
A gay Uncle Tom.
A gay Uncle Tom. Just hanging out.
Yeah.
Hanging out with his boys. I didn't want to say projects, but basically I did. Yeah, so the other one was like, we'll go to so the first one was the drag. The next one was take me to a Lady Gaga concert with the lady, I guess. And then he literally said in the pitch meeting,
this show sucks.
He said in the pitch meeting, you'll go hang out with the monsters. I said, who? And he's like, that's what they call
Lady Gaga's fans.
I was like,
yeah, this show stinks.
It would have, I have no career.
But who would it be for? Because like gay guys wouldn't want to watch. Like, straight people aren't watching this kind of bullshit. Like, a normal dude's not watching. Well, maybe girls, but
it was for girls.
I get, yeah, but for girls, like, girls are watching a show where like you're the protagonist?
What The Other Side of Gay should have been.
Who's this for?
Is me taking an effeminate guy.
Exactly.
And
that's the angle.
Yeah, taking him to like a WWE. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Or like taking him to like
watch a Steven Seagal movie.
Yeah, like that.
Teaching him how to play catch like he's your son.
Telling women that they should fucking be in the kitchen. Like, be misogynist, you homo.
It's you telling some gay guys how to tell their girl.
Yeah. Tell your fucking, what are they called? Fag hags? Tell your fag hag she's a fat pig and to lose weight before she starts sucking dick. Like
that's The Other Side of Gay.
That's a fucking good show.
But when you said that in the pitch meeting, the guy was like, yeah, I think the other one's probably better.
Dude.
We're actually going to stick with the first one, but no. And then I'm yelling at them, and I tell them, if you don't call this girl a fat pig,
The Other Side of Gay.
I'm probably going to stick with with the Lady Gaga monsters.
Season finale is we go to the gay area and egg gay people.
Yeah. Then finally they're graduating to gay bashing.
Who's funding season 2? But
That's the final show,
dude.
yeah.
That honestly would be an incredible show.
Basically, it was like your scared straight program, but they still get to be gay. Like I'm just scaring your personality straight.
Yeah, and then we follow afterwards. They come back 2 weeks later with the camera. Fucking gay dude's crying. He's like, I can't believe I threw eggs at gays.
Yeah.
No, that would be fantastic.
And then
that would be an incredible show.
So what percentage when you go to like the gay bathhouses?
All
what percentage-
Asian. Oh.
Well, yeah, both. But what percentage of the people there are like straight dudes in the closet? Because what did you went to the bathhouses, but then you also went to the
the biggest one?
the movie theaters, right? The
No,
booths?
that was Tom Hanks in Philadelphia. Fuck out of here.
You didn't go to the You didn't go to the movie theaters? I thought you did.
Maybe I took a little fucking peek.
Yeah, you
but we
did.
gotta get some comedic.
Dude, we used to drive around like Toronto on the way to gigs, and JJ would be like, jerked off there, jerked off there. I fucking jerked off there.
I've done it.
In that, dude? You're like,
I've
that's
done,
a daycare.
dude. I fucking once jerked off in my coach's office.
Really? Like,
Yeah.
That got you off? Like you went into his
No,
thing?
it wasn't for that. I was just horny, and I was like fucking 16 years old. And I remember where I busted my nut because he had a takeout container, and I opened it up, and as I was coming in it, I smelled like the French fries. I was like, oh, this is amazing.
That's insane.
But yeah, so
No, okay, so what my point is,
God.
when you go to the movie theaters, is it like a lot of in the closet dudes, like Pee Wee Herman style, or is it pretty much like a free?
So I never really did the movie theaters. I did. There's a place, and again, you can fucking YouTube this. What you're talking about is Zorba's in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's like an adult store, and in the back they have individual booths.
Like you press a button and it turns around.
You literally go into the booth, and you can put money in to watch the videos. So some of the booths would have like a screen come up, and you could see the other side, and guys would be like jerking off.
Right.
But guys would hang out. This is like fucking, what are we, 2020? This is 20 years ago. Guys would be hanging. This is when I first went to college. In 99, I went to school at Phoenix College, and this is when I first started getting like sexually active, because I didn't in high school. I was like so fucking
Just a bro playing ball.
But then I got a car. I had some fucking a little bit of allowance and shit like that. I would go to Zorba's and just fucking hang out. And there was guys who were just like creeping, and it was like that. It was like straight men.
That's what I'm asking.
Would hang out back there. And I remember because I would go, and I actually made friends with the guy the front desk attendant. He was like this like tall, skinny, gay black dude.
Yeah.
And I would go and I'd go talk to him, and then I would go in the back. And he would always, because of like, I guess for the cops reasons, there'd be guys hanging around, and he would go in the back. He's like, okay, get a booth. And guys would like disperse like cockroaches, right? Like they would, like go into hide into the booth.
Did I ever tell you this? And go into the booth, and then you said it was all Asians at the.
No, that was
because you used to sleep at the bathhouse.
I did sleep at the bathhouse. It was like everything. It was.
So why'd you sleep? Like you had nowhere to stay, so you go to the bathhouse because it was all night.
I was just working.
You just take a nap at the bathhouse.
No, my mom lived in North Toronto, and I was working. I was managing a gym from midnight. 11,
guy named Jim. Yeah.
11. What did you say?
Managing a guy named Jim, male prostitute.
Guy named Jim. I was managing his ass. I would do 11 p.m. till 6 a.m. and then I would work another job starting at 4 p.m. So I didn't have enough time to go up with the subway. It would take an hour to get up, an hour to get down. So I just...
I mean, you did what any man would do.
Yeah,
spend the
sleep
night
in
at
a
the bathhouse.
Use my student ID and get $11 a night at Spa Access in Toronto.
Holy shit. Dude, so when I was in... This is when I got kicked out of university or res or whatever, and then I went to live in Hamilton at McMaster. So I stayed with those guys for like a month. And a bunch of us were like partying in downtown Hamilton.
The adult?
What?
The adult theater?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, basically what happened was we're like, yo, it'd be hilarious to go to an adult theater. It's like 2:30, bars are closed.
The one
Let's go
downstairs,
drinking.
right?
Yeah. It was. I think it was upstairs.
There's one that I would go
But
downstairs.
the story is crazy because we go in and we're like, this is funny, like a bunch of us. And then some older man, this is when I'm like 20 and we're like, but it's not a gay movie. It's like a porno. So we're like, this is hilarious. A bunch of like, we're 18 and we're like watching this porno. We're drinking beers. Like, it's funny.
Come on.
And then old man.
The other side of gay.
But you don't realize, I didn't even cross my mind. Like, when, you know, I guess like looking back, you look around, you're like, that's a dude, that's a dude, that's a dude.
It's all dudes.
You don't yeah, I guess of course it is. But this older guy, he walks into the theater, sits next down to me, and you're kind of like, okay, and then starts grabbing my dick, and I go, what the fuck? So I get up and I run back to the back of the theater to run out of there because I'm like, this guy's trying to fucking, you know, molest me. And then I try to go through the bars, but you can't get out. So it's like the
Yes.
twist. I don't know what you call it. Spinning.
I know exactly what you're
what's
talking
it called?
about.
Like a turnstile.
Yeah,
but it's all like a subway grade, so I can't get through. So I'm like, help! I'm like, I go, help! The guy eventually, the guy, you know, old guy that works the front, he goes, what's going on now? You know, presses the button to let me out. But this is the funny part. So I finally get out, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? This guy's trying to, you know, and then I run, and when I go to the front of the thing, I slid down the railing, and there was a screw sticking out of the railing. So I slid down the railing like Bart Simpson style, and it fucking tore my ass. A big line down my ass. I was wearing corduroys at the time. Ripped them to shreds. So I'm like, a guy just tried to molest me. I go in there and Final Destination style.
Yeah, your ass fucked.
You're basically, the world's like, your ass getting fucked
Your
one way or the
ass
other, homie.
Your ass was getting fucked no matter
No matter what.
So it was a guy or a nail.
It was a guy or a nail, but it was like, yeah, I just, and I go, what? I just escaped one ass blasting to another. All my friends, so basically my friends come running out and we're just like, and then once it was all done, we're like, pretty funny.
Pretty amazing. Well, see, and then it comes down to, would you, the two diseases, you either got HIV or Hep C from the nail.
Yeah, I was getting something one way or the other.
You were getting...
But imagine the audacity of this guy, like a bunch of friends. I guess that's the system. You just go and grab a dude.
It's just, yeah, it's like, it's an unsupervised buffet. Yeah,
you just molest someone till they're down. So, yeah, that was the story. But anyways, this has been super fun.
Have you not told that story before?
No, I don't.
Because I've heard that story.
Yeah, I think I've told you guys,
it's
but
amazing.
I haven't talked about it on the Boys Cast. But anyway, so Buffet Buds, to like wrap it up. So JJ's got this show called.
By the way, did you see the fucking how I put the buffet in there?
Oh, that was why you said buffet, because you're trying to make that your brand. So JJ's got a show called Buffet Buds, and we call it Buff Gay Duds.
For me,
no, not Buff Gay Duds.
Not Buff Gay Duds.
And then you did the Adamson's barbecue thing. I think I actually talked about it a little.
Oh,
on here.
did you really?
Yeah, but you did you did one with Adamson's barbecue, who's like the #1 controversial guy, and everyone was like flipping out.
In the Canadian restaurant industry. He is
not your grandmother's barbecue.
Not your grandmother's barbecue. He is definitely not,
because he's opening up the club at a time when you're supposed to let your business.
Yeah, I mean but the thing is, man,
he's got the birds up, dude.
he literally has the birds up. And I talked to a lot of these like big time chefs in Canada, and they're like, some who say like this guy's an asshole, but others like he's like, fuck. I mean, you all are going out of business.
Yeah,
You all would have done the same thing if you thought of it.
Or if you're, not a coward.
Yeah. I mean, he literally, I mean, sure.
I saw some gym the other day where the guy goes...
The gym I managed?
Yeah, the gym you manage.
Okay.
It's in somewhere, wherever it is. But the guy said he made one of those videos where you take the paper and it says the words on it. You know what I mean? Like, when someone's like, just so you know, I have been, whatever. Like one of those like
a cancer.
Yeah. He made one of those. But basically, he said, he goes, we've been opening this. We've not stopped our gym. We will never let people wear masks.
From Canada or U.S.?
This guy is in the United States. And he says... we've gotten $200,000 worth of fines every time we open another day. They give us $10,000 fine. We're packed right now, and we're never shutting down again. And they took our license away, and they can fuck themselves or whatever. And he goes, more businesses need to do this.
I think. Like, I mean, I caught COVID. I told you that.
Yeah.
It was about 3 weeks ago, and I was cleared this week, and it was rough. So I could like see if you had like some underlying issue, how you could get fucked up from that.
Yeah, of course. Like, if you have underlying issues, and there's like a super bad flu going around. Yeah, don't.
But that's the same thing. If there's a super bad
you don't
flu,
want to be out and about. You know?
I don't know. I don't know what to do. But anyways, fuck our ideas.
So whatever. You got this show.
We got the show. We did season 1 for buffets. We went to about 6 buffets, and I'll be honest with you, it didn't do so well. Like, we didn't get a ton of views or anything like that, but it was good. It was good. It was good enough that we actually kept the same concept of eating a lot of food and going to restaurants, and we shot 6, and the first one on Instagram crushed.
It's brought to you by Wise Guys Entertainment,
Wise
all
Guys
Italian
Production
crew.
House.
And they when they did Adamson's Barbecue, they go, "Hey, why are you bringing so much heat on the family? Hey, trying to keep a low profile, Vito."
They didn't like the heat, but yeah,
No, they didn't like the heat.
So me, Mark Anthony,
Why the fuck you on television anyway over here? Fucking couple of Chads over here. Hey, well,
they didn't
doing
like
a buffet
all
show.
Italian crew except me. But yeah, it was me, Mark Anthony Synagoga. We shot it. It went well.
And then when's your special coming out?
It's gonna come out when's this come out?
Friday. Next Friday.
I was gonna do it January 1st, but it's already done. So I'm gonna literally do it that weekend.
So release it here. So release it that day. So
Yeah.
JJ's special. I'll put the link right here.
Yeah.
And where is it going to be released?
just on,
YouTube.com.
we'll just do YouTube.
YouTube.com/what?
Oh, JJ
Jesus,
Lieberman.
you're bad at this.
God, man.
I'm legitimately trying so hard to get people to watch this special.
I don't know if it's
It's going to be on YouTube. Just go to YouTube.com.
If you find
YouTube.com/what?
JJ Lieberman.
All right.
My idea is I put it on there, and when you go to YouTube, it just shows
Yeah,
up.
Dude, I already said this on my Patreon. So my mom, she messaged me and she was like, "It's really cool. Like, I go to YouTube, and because like you're so popular right now, your stuff's all on the front page, but I don't have the heart to tell her that it's based on your recommendations." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I'm fucking
Based
popping
on
up."
she's liking it, following you, sharing it,
She doesn't know.
commenting.
Ooh, my son on the front page of YouTube. I go,
When
"Yeah, you know what it is. We're popping off."
when the waiter recognized me at dinner with my mother, and he said, "You're JJ Lieberman
From the Bathhouse.
Man, she embarrassed me in front of him.
What did she say?
Oh my God, how did you know?
Oh no,
Dude, I was like, hey, man, come on.
We went to me and JJ and Danny Polishchuk, when we were in Toronto, we had a guy who was like, we went to this like fancy restaurant because these guys like going fancy restaurants, and I snuck in vodka because I'm trash. So I was drinking vodka
in a water bottle.
Yeah, so we're at a fancy restaurant.
Literally one of the top restaurants
Michelin
in
star.
Yeah, it's not Michelin, but it's that quality.
I've got a water bottle full of vodka.
Spilling it.
So I spill it all over myself, reek of vodka. And then this guy comes over, the waiter, and he was like, "Oh, I seen you guys. I'm like a big fan of your comedy."
He literally said us name by name. This was not like
and I'm like, "Yeah, he can smell the vodka," and we're like, "Yeah, dude, we're sick." But like, it's so obvious. I have a water bottle full of vodka on the table. I just like, this guy wants to be like, kick me out.
the best part was when he offered us drinks.
And then he goes, "Oh, would you guys want some free drinks?" And JJ goes, "We don't drink." We go, "What the?"
He brought us over
you doing?
virgin.
Brought some whack ass dessert because you turned down the drinks. I'm covered in vodka at this Michelin star restaurant.
Me and my girl went there for my birthday.
Yeah.
And he was the waiter. And like,
Did you bring her back because you knew he recognized him? You're like if that, you knew that if we go to this spot, this guy will be like a fan.
so it was a 9-course meal. This was the craziest part. He gave her alcohol, a lot of alcohol, and for the dessert part, they wrote on the board for the best comedian in Toronto.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That'll make you look cool.
Oh yeah, look cool.
You're
Yeah,
like, hey, that's pretty sick, right?
Yeah.
Now, can another guy come over?
Fucking. What also made
Can
me
famous comedian JJ Lieberman watch his girlfriend have sex with by another man?
what also made me look cool is when I had to pay $450, and you was like,
Do you guys take food stamps here?
I'm like, can I pay half?
Yeah,
with
is it possible? Can I pay half, come back tomorrow, work as a dishwasher?
pay the other half?
Yeah, is that possible?
No tip? But yeah.
Take it out of my salary.
What's
What's
that's,
the last name?
That's a good play. I should have said, can famous comedian
Is there no discount? Yeah.
JJ Lieberman.
No, it's the opposite. Once you're popular and they recognize you, you have to tip. Like I have that a lot.
Oh, I had
now
to
where
tip
it's-
25%.
Now, yeah, you gotta be like big tipper guy because you know that they're gonna report you.
It was literally 3 something, and I'm like,
Dude, there's gonna be a site soon for like anyone that has any sort of status that like tips bad.
and you know who does?
And they're gonna be like a list of like
And-
bad tippers. That
And you get fucked. I'm not famous. Nobody knows me. But you get fucked from guys like Joe Rogan who tips $200 on a coffee.
a lot of these guys out
You're
here
fucked.
tipping big, yeah.
You're fucked.
no, anytime I go to a place and they recognize me, I'm just like, well, that just cost me $20.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Because I tip 18%, whatever it is. Like, what's the going rate? But I don't need to make a whole thing of it.
Yeah.
I don't need to be like cuck everyone in the restaurant with my tip.
Dude. And then
These people that like double the fucking bill.
this is the worst part. You tip 20%, which is when I go somewhere nice, I'm doing 20 to 25%.
Yeah.
But you tip 20%. And then someone posts on Instagram, he only tips 20%. They think you're cheap.
You go,
cheap.
this motherfucker.
They say, 5 million, 6 million, 8 million, 10 million views. They're like, but this is not dollars, it's fucking views. It's a big fucking difference.
They're waiting for a big tip.
Yeah, you fucking people don't know.
Imagine that you buy an escort right now and they recognize you from the Boys Cast and you gotta give them
Oh, yeah.
the dude's ass premium.
Anyways,
Okay, this has been the Boys Cast. Check out JJ Lieberman's specials. Super fucking funny. Probably one of the funniest comedians in Toronto. And now your grandmother's comedian. Now Magazine's top comedian.
2015.
He's eventually going to move to New York with
I
me
got
and
the
Danny
visa.
Polischuk. He has a visa. And check him out. Patreon.com/theboyscast, at CrayJ Lieberman on Instagram.
And if you know the Indian doctor, give him a few $100.
Peace.
We gonna live forever. We gonna live forever.